Episode 1. Koban. They used to call me Koban's Edge. Back when I was young, hungry, still proving myself with every trigger pull and every contract closed. That was a lifetime ago. Now, they just call me Koban. One word. Like a blade drawn in the dark. Simple, sharp, final. In the towers of Neo-Tokyo, my name is spoken with respect. In the underbelly, where the neon bleeds into shadow, they call me other things. The Ripper, when they find the bodies. Viper, when I strike from nowhere. The Virus, when I infiltrate systems they thought were impenetrable. I don't care what they call me. Names are just noise. Results are what AstroTech pays for, and I deliver. It's 2130, and the world runs on neural connections and corporate warfare. The neural web links every citizen, every device, every thought worth having to a vast digital ocean. Most people drown in it. I learned to swim. I stand in my apartment on the 140th floor, looking out over the city. The skyline is a forest of glass and light, towers stretching into a sky choked with smog and traffic drones. Below, the streets pulse with bioluminescent advertisements, each one screaming for attention in a dozen languages. The city never sleeps. Neither do I, most nights. Behind me, Lira Voss is making coffee the old-fashioned way. No fabricators, no instant neural stimulus. Real beans, ground by hand, brewed with water and heat. It's an anachronism in a world of synthetic everything, but that's Lira. She keeps me grounded when the digital noise gets too loud. "You're thinking too hard again," she says without turning around. Her voice is warm, comfortable. We've been together 3 years. In our line of work, that's a marriage. Contract came through, I tell her. High value target. Competing corp wants him extracted before he can testify about the Meridian data leaks. Live extraction or termination. Client's preference is alive. They want to know what else he knows, but they'll settle for dead if it comes to that. She brings me the coffee. Black, no additives. Her hand brushes mine as she passes the cup, and for a moment I let myself feel something other than the cold calculation of the job. Lyra isn't corporate property like me. She's a freelance data analyst, one of the best. We met on opposite sides of an extraction 3 years back. She was protecting the data. I was stealing it. We both got what we wanted that night, and we've been inseparable since. When? She asks. 48 hours. Target's being moved to a safe house in the Shinjuku sector. 6-man security detail, all augmented. Building has hardened defenses, neural scramblers, the works. She sips her own coffee, considering. You'll need support on this one. Already arranged. Chen is running Overwatch. Kido is handling the electronic warfare suite. Good team. She looks at me with those dark eyes that see past the armor I wear for everyone else. Be careful. AstroTech is pushing you harder lately. More contracts, higher risk profiles. That's because I'm the best they have. That's what worries me. Tools that work too well get used until they break. I pull her close, breathing in the scent of her hair. Real jasmine oil. Another one of her anachronisms. I'm not gonna break. Everyone breaks eventually, Zyl. Even you. I don't answer that. We both know the truth of this world. You survive as long as you're useful, and then you become a liability. I've made myself too valuable to discard. Also, I tell myself. My neural implant chimes. Incoming priority message from AstroTech command. I flag it for later and focus on the moment. These quiet times with Lira are the only thing keeping me human. Everything else is just the job. 48 hours later, I'm 3 blocks from the target location, moving through the rain-slicked streets of Shinjuku sector. The neon reflects off puddles like spilled paint, blues and pinks and toxic greens. My combat skin is active, a second layer under my clothes that regulates temperature, stops small caliber rounds, and feeds tactical data directly into my visual cortex. Jen's voice comes through my neural link, clean and professional. Overwatch in position. I have eyes on the safe house. 6 hostiles confirmed, standard corporate security loadout. 2 on the roof, 2 at the main entrance, 2 mobile patrols interior. Electronic defenses? I ask, my lips barely moving. The implant picks up subvocalization, turning thought into communication. Keto answers from somewhere in the digital ether. Neural scramblers are active, but I've mapped the frequencies. I can give you a 30-second window when you're ready. After that, they'll know someone's tampering and lock down hard. 30 seconds is enough. I move closer, just another pedestrian in the crowd. My clothing is smart fabric, currently configured to look like standard corporate casual. Grey jacket, black shirt, no memorable features. At this time of night, the sector is transitioning from business to pleasure. Salary workers heading to the bars and stim parlors, looking to forget the daily grind. I blend seamlessly. The safe house is an older building, pre-expansion era. 20 stories of reinforced concrete and ballistic glass. The kind of place that was built to withstand orbital strikes back when those were common. Now, it's just another anonymous structure in a city of millions. I access the maintenance tunnel 2 blocks away, dropping through a service hatch that Lira mapped out for me last night. The tunnels beneath Neo-Tokyo are a city unto themselves. Old infrastructure, forgotten passages, the bones of earlier iterations of urban planning. Down here, the neon glow is replaced by flickering work lights and the steady drip of condensation. I move fast, counting steps, checking corners. My augmented reflexes put me at the edge of human capability. In my youth, when I was still Koban's edge, still making a name, those augments made me untouchable. Now I know better. Technology equalizes. Give a mediocre operative top-tier augments and they become dangerous. Give an elite operative the same augments and the only advantage left is skill. I've spent 15 years honing that skill. Every weapon system, every combat discipline, every dirty trick and tactical doctrine ever developed. I've mastered them all because I had to. Because staying still in this world means death, and I'm not ready to die. The tunnel opens into the building's sub-basement. Keto's done his job. The biometric lock is cycling through dummy credentials, buying me access. I slip through and start climbing the service stairs. 20 floors, target on 18. My heartbeat is steady, controlled. This is what I'm good at. Chen's voice, 2 minutes until patrol shift change, window opening. I pick up the pace, taking stairs 3 at a time. My muscles burn, but the combat skin floods me with optimized oxygen delivery and fatigue suppressants. I'll pay for it later with tremors and exhaustion, but later isn't now. 18th floor. I pause at the service door, letting my implant scan for thermal signatures through the wall. 2 guards in the hallway, both standing at alert positions, flanking the target's room. Standard defensive posture. They're expecting trouble from the front entrance, not from inside their own security perimeter. Window open, Keto says. Go. I move. The door opens silently. Keto's override, and I'm in the hallway before either guard can process what's happening. The first one goes down with a nerve strike to the brainstem, precise and non-lethal. He'll wake up in an hour with a headache and no memory of the last 5 minutes. The second guard is faster, already reaching for his sidearm, but I'm inside his reach before he can draw. Elbow to the throat, knee to the solar plexus, another nerve strike. He drops. 10 seconds elapsed. I'm at the target's door. The room beyond is locked with a cipher seal, military grade. It would take Keto 5 minutes to crack it properly. I don't have 5 minutes. I plan a shaped charge, miniaturized, focused, then step back. The explosion is barely louder than a cough, but it turns the lock mechanism into slag. I kick the door open and enter fast, weapon up. The target is exactly where intelligence said he'd be. Middle-aged, soft around the edges, wearing an expensive suit that can't hide his fear. His name is Tanaka Hiroshi, and he's been stealing corporate secrets for the better part of 2 years. Now his luck has run out. "Don't move," I tell him. My voice is flat, professional. "You're coming with me. Resist and I'll carry your corpse. Cooperate and you live. Choose now." He chooses cooperation. They usually do. Chen's voice interrupts. "Alert. You've got company. The other 4 guards are converging on your position. Roof team is descending. Ground team is coming up. 30 seconds. I grab Tanaka by the collar and pull him toward the window. "How do you feel about heights?" His eyes go wide. "You can't be serious." 20 seconds. I fire a grapple line through the ballistic glass, which shatters into a million pieces. The line catches on the building across the street, 100 meters away and 40 floors up. I clip Tanaka to my harness and step out into empty air. We swing across the gap as gunfire erupts from the window behind us. Rounds zip past, some hitting the line, but it's reinforced polymer, rated for 10 times my weight. We arc through the neon-lit darkness, the city spinning below us, and I let myself enjoy the rush for half a second. Then we hit the opposite building, hard. I absorb the impact with bent knees and pull us into an open window, another of Lira's mapped entry points. We're in an abandoned office space, dust thick in the air, furniture covered in sheets. "Extraction point Alpha," I tell Chen. 5 minutes. "Copy. Getting the transport ready." I pull Tanaka through the building, down a different set of service stairs, out into a loading bay where Chen is waiting with a corporate transport. We're gone before AstroTech security can even organize a pursuit. The job is clean, professional, everything I've built my reputation on. Back at the handoff point, I transfer Tanaka to the client's representatives. They're Yamada Consortium operatives, clean-cut and efficient. They don't ask questions, just verify the target's identity and transfer the payment to my account. 2 million credits. Not bad for a night's work's identity, and transfer the payment to my account. 2 million credits. Not bad for a night's work. Chen and Kito get their cuts. I take mine and head home. Lira is waiting when I arrive. She's running data streams across 3 holographic displays, her fingers dancing through information only she can see. When she notices me, she kills the displays with a gesture. Successful? Always. I strip off my jacket and let the combat skin deactivate. My muscles immediately protest, cramping from the chemical cocktail wearing off. She guides me to the couch and starts working on my shoulders, knowing exactly where the tension pulls. "You're pushing yourself too hard." "I'm fine." "You're lying. Her hands are strong, skilled. I can see it in your bio readings. Your recovery time is getting longer. The augments are wearing you down." That's the job. The job is going to kill you if you're not careful. I close my eyes and let her work the knots out of my back. She's right, of course. Every combat cocktail damages the body a little. Every mission adds stress fractures to the system. I'm 34 years old, and some days I feel twice that. But what's the alternative? This is who I am. This is what I'm good at. My neural implant chimes again. Another priority message from AstroTech Command. This time, I can't ignore it. I flag the message and open it in my visual overlay. The content is brief. New contract. High priority. Titan project target. Details to follow. Something about the message makes my skin crawl. Titan project. I've heard rumors about that designation. Black Ops work, the kind that doesn't officially exist. The kind that crosses lines even corporations pretend to respect. "What is it?" Lira asks, reading my tension. "New contract. Big one." She stops massaging and comes around to look at me. "You don't sound happy about it." I'm not sure yet. The details come through. Target designation, Blackwood Station. Objective, data retrieval and facility neutralization. Threat assessment. Extreme. Compensation, 10 million credits. 10 million. That's retirement money. That's walk away and never look back money. That's also the kind of money they pay when they expect you not to walk away at all. I don't like this, Lira says, reading the data over my shoulder. Titan project contracts have a reputation. People who take them don't always come back. People who turn them down don't always stay employed. Then maybe it's time to stop being employed. I look at her, really look at her. She's serious. She's been thinking about this, probably for months. The idea hangs in the air between us, tempting and terrifying in equal measure. We could do it, she continues. Take what we've saved, disappear into the outer sectors. Find a colony station where corporate reach is limited. Start over. It's a beautiful dream. For about 5 seconds, I let myself believe it's possible. Then reality crashes back in. They'd find us. AstroTech doesn't let assets just walk away. You know that. Then what? You keep taking contracts until one finally kills you? Until I'm identifying your body in some corporate morgue? I take this contract. I do it right. I collect 10 million credits and then I have leverage. Enough money to make myself more valuable alive than dead. Then we talk about walking away. She doesn't believe me. I can see it in her eyes. But she doesn't argue further. She knows me well enough to know when my mind is made up. When do you leave? 72 hours. I need to review the briefing materials and assemble a team. Take Chen and Kito. They're solid. I will. She kisses me then, hard and desperate, like she's trying to memorize the taste of me. When we break apart, she says, "Promise me you'll come back." I promise. It's a lie, and we both know it. In this business, you don't make promises you can't keep, but sometimes the lie is all you have to hold on to. The next 72 hours are a blur of preparation. I review the Titan project briefing materials 3 times, memorizing every detail. Blackwood Station is a remote research facility in the industrial wastes north of the city. Official records list it as decommissioned. Actual status: active black site conducting classified research. The data I'm supposed to retrieve relates to something called Project Lazarus. The briefing is vague on specifics, just emphasizes that the data cannot fall into competitor hands and the facility must be sanitized after extraction. Sanitize. Corporate speak for burn to the ground with everyone inside. I try not to think about the ethics of it. I've crossed enough moral lines that one more shouldn't matter, but something about this contract feels different. Wrong. I assemble the team. Chen and Kito agree immediately. 10 million split 3 ways is still enough to change your life. We add 2 more, Reeves, the demolitions expert who can crack anything, and Nakamura, a close quarters specialist with a reputation for brutal efficiency. 5 operators for a facility neutralization. It should be overkill. Should be. The night before we deploy, I spend my last evening with Lira. We don't talk about the contract. We don't talk about the future. We just exist together in the moment, 2 people pretending the world outside doesn't exist. In the morning, she walks me to the door. Come back to me, Zyl Koban. I will. I promise. This time, I mean it. Blackwood Station sits in a dead zone, kilometers from the nearest settlement. The industrial wastes are exactly that. Toxic soil, poisoned water, air thick with chemical particulates. Nothing lives out here except the desperate and the forgotten. We approach in a stealth transport, flying map of the Earth to avoid detection. The station itself is a low, brutalist structure of reinforced concrete and steel. No windows, minimal external features. It looks more like a bunker than a research facility. Sensor readings? I ask Tito. Active jamming across all frequencies. Whatever they're doing in there, they don't want anyone listening. I'm picking up thermal signatures, but can't get a count. At least 20 personnel inside, possibly more. Security assessment? Military grade. Automated defenses, reinforced entry points, internal bulkheads. This isn't a research station. This is a fortress. Chen adds his perspective from the tactical seat. Approach vectors are limited. Front entrance is a kill zone. Service entrance on the north side is our best bet, but it'll be defended. Then we make our own entrance, Reeves says with a grin. He's already prepping his demolition charges, the kind that eat through reinforced concrete like paper. We set down 2 clicks out and approach on foot. The wasteland is eerily quiet, just the whistle of toxic wind across dead earth. My combat skin filters the worst of the chemicals, but I can still taste metal in the air. As we get closer, my instinct starts screaming. Something is wrong. The facility is too quiet, no external patrols, no visible security presence. For a black site conducting classified research, it's practically undefended. Hold, I signal. The team freezes. I'm about to call for a reconnaissance pass when the ground beneath us explodes. Not literally, it's a sensory trap, a neural disruptor tuned to military-grade implants. Every augment in my body screams in protest as feedback tears through my nervous system. Around me, the rest of the team is going down, clutching their heads, overwhelmed by the signal. I force myself to move through the pain. Years of discipline, training that predates the augments, carrying me forward. I can see the trap now. Buried emitters, cleverly concealed. We walked right into it. They were waiting for us. My vision clears just in time to see the facility doors open. Figures emerge, heavily armed, moving with the precision of trained soldiers. But these aren't corporate security. Their gear is wrong. Older patterns, military surplus. And their faces are covered with masks bearing a symbol I recognize from intelligence briefings. Resistance fighters. The same groups that have been attacking corporate facilities for years, the ones AstroTech has been systematically eliminating. We've been set up. The realization comes too late. Gunfire erupts around us. Chen goes down first, taking rounds to the chest. His armor holds, but he's out of the fight. Nakamura returns fire, her augmented reflexes allowing her to move through the neural disruption. She takes down 2 attackers before a sniper round catches her in the shoulder. Reeves is screaming something, but the neural disruptor is too loud. I can't hear him over the feedback. Tito is next to me, blood running from his nose. It's a trap. The contract, it was all a trap. I grab him and pull us both behind cover, a rusted industrial container that won't hold for long. My mind is racing, trying to process the situation. AstroTech sent us here. AstroTech gave us this contract, but the resistance was waiting. Which means someone at AstroTech told them we were coming. The pieces fall into place with horrifying clarity. We're not here to retrieve data. We're here to be eliminated. 5 of AstroTech's most skilled operators lured to a remote location and ambushed. Clean way to dispose of assets who've seen too much, know too much, cost too much to maintain. The Ripper, Viper, the Virus. All the names I've earned, all the reputation I've built, it doesn't matter. We're just tools, and tools get discarded when they're no longer useful. Lira was right, everyone breaks eventually. We need to move, I shout to Quito. Get to the transport. But even as I say it, I see the explosion. Our stealth transport going up in a fireball, taking our escape route with it. We're trapped. The gunfire intensifies. Nakamura is down now, not moving. Reeves has made it to secondary cover, but he's pinned, Chen is crawling toward us, leaving a blood trail. I do a tactical assessment in seconds. We're outnumbered, outgunned, and the neural disruptor is degrading our combat effectiveness. In a straight fight, we're dead. So I don't fight straight. I pull a scrambler charge from my kit, designed to disrupt electronics, useless against the hardened military equipment around us. Except I'm not aiming for their equipment. I throw it at the buried emitters, creating the neural disruption. The charge detonates. The feedback spike is intense enough to make me black out for a second, but when I come back, the neural disruptor is offline. My augments reboot, flooding my system with combat cocktails and tactical data. Now I can fight. I move like the Viper they named before, fast, lethal, striking from unexpected angles. My weapon is an extension of my body, each shot placed with surgical precision. I take down 4 attackers in as many seconds, moving through their formation like smoke. Chen is back on his feet, weapon up, covering my flank. Reeves lays down, suppressing fire, giving us room to maneuver. Together, we push back the assault, turning the ambush into a firefight. But there are too many of them. For every one we drop, 2 more appear from the facility. They're not trying to capture us, they're trying to kill us. And they're succeeding. A round catches me in the leg. My armor takes most of it, but I feel something crack. I go down on one knee, still firing, but my mobility is compromised. Chen is beside me immediately. We need to fall back. Fall back where? They destroyed the transport. Then we die fighting. He's right. We don't have another option. But then something changes. The attackers start falling back, retreating into the facility. It doesn't make sense. They have us dead to rights. Why withdraw? The answer comes in the form of a new sound. Heavy rotors. Military grade. I look up and see 3 attack gunships cresting the horizon. AstroTech insignia clear on their hulls. Relief floods through me. Reinforcements. We're saved. Then the gunships open fire. Not on the resistance fighters. On us. The world explodes into chaos. Missiles impact around our position, tearing apart the wasteland. Heavy caliber rounds chew through our cover. The gunships are systematic, methodical, making sure nothing survives. I grab Chen and drag him toward a drainage culvert. Move! Move! We scramble into the culvert as the world burns above us. Reeves doesn't make it. I see him disappear in a fireball, gone before he can even scream. Keto is behind us, clutching a wound in his side, still running on adrenaline and fear. The culvert provides temporary shelter, but it won't last. The gunships have thermal imaging. They'll find us in minutes. What do we do? Keto gasps. He's losing blood fast. I don't have an answer. We're beaten. Betrayed by our own corporation, hunted by the resistance, and now being systematically eliminated by AstroTech's own military assets. This is how it ends. Not in a blaze of glory, not completing one last mission, just discarded like trash in a wasteland that will be our grave. Chen is checking his weapon. I've got 2 magazines left. Won't matter, I tell him. We can't fight gunships with small arms. So what? We just give up. I look at both of them. Chen, who's been my overwatch on dozens of contracts. Keto, who's pulled my digital fat out of the fire more times than I can count. Good operators, good people. They trusted me, and I led them into a death trap. We survive, I say, though I don't know how. We find a way out of this. And then we make them pay. It's bravado, empty words to keep morale up in our final moments. But I mean it. If I somehow survive this, AstroTech is going to learn what happens when you betray Koban. The gunships are getting closer. I can hear their targeting systems pinging, searching for thermal signatures. We have seconds, maybe less. Then Keto says there's a bunker entrance, underground facility. I'm picking up the signature through the building plans. If we can get inside, the concrete will shield us from their sensors. Where? 50 meters northeast, but we'd be running right toward the resistance fighters. Jen and I lock eyes. We're thinking the same thing. It's suicide. But staying here is certain death, so suicide is an improvement. On 3, I say, we run, we don't stop, we don't look back. 3, Chen says. 3, Keto echoes. We burst from the culvert and sprint toward the bunker entrance. The gunships spot us immediately. The world becomes sound and fury, explosions tracking our path. I'm running on a broken leg, but the combat cocktail makes me numb to everything except forward momentum. The bunker entrance is a rusted hatch set into the ground. We're 20 meters away. 10, 5. Chen goes down. I see it happen. A round catches him in the back, punches through his armor, exits through his chest. He's dead before he hits the ground. I don't stop. Can't stop. Keto is beside me, both of us running on nothing but will and chemical enhancement. We hit the hatch together. It's locked, but Keto overrides it in 2 seconds. His specialty, his gift, his reason for being on this team. We drop through as missile fire impacts where we were standing. The hatch slams closed above us, and we're falling into darkness. We hit bottom hard. I feel something else break, maybe a rib. Keto lands beside me with a wet sound that means internal bleeding. We're in some kind of access tunnel, old and forgotten. Emergency lighting flickers, barely functional. The walls are covered in cables and pipes, pre-war infrastructure that hasn't been maintained in decades. Above us, I can hear the gunship circling, searching for confirmation of kills. They won't find it. Not yet. Keto is coughing blood. His wound is worse than I thought. That was stupid, he manages. We're trapped down here. He's right. We've traded one death for another, but at least this one buys us time. How long can you hold on? I ask him. Long enough to get you one last gift. He pulls out a data crystal, the kind used for deep storage. I pulled this from the facility network before the trap sprung. Project Lazarus, whatever they're doing here, it's all on this. I take the crystal. It's warm from his body heat, slick with his blood. Upload it, Keto says, to the resistance, to the press, to anyone who will listen. Make sure everyone knows what AstroTech did here. Stay with me, we'll get out of this together. No, he coughs again, more blood. You'll get out, I'm done. But you're Koban, you're the Ripper, the Viper, the virus. You survive, that's what you do. Keto, promise me. Promise you'll make them pay. I grip his hand. I promise. He smiles, blood on his teeth. Good. Now go, before they seal this level. I don't want to leave him. But he's right. Staying means we both die for nothing. I start moving deeper into the tunnel, using the walls for support on my broken leg. Behind me, Keto's breathing becomes labored, then stops. I'm alone in the dark, hunted by my former employers, carrying secrets that will either save me or ensure my death. This is how Zyl Koban falls. But this is also how something else begins. I keep moving through the tunnels, following faint air currents that might lead to another exit. My augments are starting to fail, the combat cocktail wearing off, leaving me with nothing but pain and determination. Hours pass, or maybe minutes. Time loses meaning in the dark. Eventually, I find a service ladder leading up. I climb it one-handed, my broken leg dragging behind me. The hatch at the top is sealed but old, and I manage to force it open with a pry bar scavenged from the tunnel. I emerge into another wasteland area, kilometers from Blackwood Station. The gunships are gone. The facility is a smoking ruin in the distance. AstroTech has sanitized the site just like they planned, only we were supposed to be part of the debris field. I start walking. No destination, no plan, just motion, because stopping means death. Sometime after dawn, I collapse. The data crystal is clutched in my fist, my last connection to the team that died for AstroTech's secrets. I think about Lira, waiting for me in our apartment. She'll wait for days before accepting I'm not coming back. She'll mourn, then she'll disappear because she's smart enough to know that association with me will make her a target. I hope she makes it. I hope she gets out, finds that colony station, lives the life we talked about. I won't see her again. I know that with certainty. The moment AstroTech betrayed me, my old life ended. My vision is fading. Blood loss, injuries, system shock. I should be dead already. Maybe I am, and just haven't accepted it yet. I think about all the names I've been called. Koban's Edge, the Ripper, Viper, the Virus, Koban. Names are just noise, but they're all I have left. I close my eyes and wait for the end. It doesn't come. Instead, I hear footsteps, voices. Someone is lifting me, carrying me. I try to fight, but I have nothing left. Easy, a woman's voice says. You're safe. We've got you. Safe. What a strange word. I try to ask who they are, where they're taking me, but consciousness is slipping away. My last thought before the dark takes me is a promise. To Chen, to Quito, to Reeves, to Nakamura, to myself. I will survive this. And then I will make them pay. End of episode 1.